Welcome everyone to Money Mavericks, the podcast dedicated to helping you master your finances, no matter where you're starting from. Today, Bob, we're tackling a topic that I think resonates with so many people: building wealth when you're on a low salary. It feels like an impossible mountain to climb for a lot of folks, doesn't it?
Absolutely, John. It's a huge misconception that you need to be earning six figures to even begin thinking about wealth. The truth is, anyone can start building wealth, regardless of their income level. It's more about habits and strategy than the sheer amount of money coming in, especially at the beginning.
And that's the core of what we want to dive into today. We're going to break down a practical step-by-step strategy that combines three powerful tools: smart budgeting, the debt snowball method, and passive investing. These aren't just buzzwords, they're actionable steps.
Exactly. Let's start with budgeting, because honestly, that's where everything else stems from. Many people hear budget and immediately think restriction, no fun, eating ramen every night. But that's not what we're talking about here.
Right? It's not about deprivation, it's about awareness and control. A budget is simply a plan for your money. It's telling your money where to go instead of wondering where it went. When you're on a lower salary, every dollar has a job, and knowing what that job is crucial.
Think of it as finding hidden money. You might be surprised how much you spend on little things that add up. Subscriptions you don't use, daily coffees, impulse buys. A simple budget helps you identify those areas where you can trim without feeling like you're sacrificing your entire lifestyle.
My favorite way to start is just tracking every single penny for a month. Don't even try to change anything, just observe. Use an app, a spreadsheet, or even a notebook. Just see where your money actually goes. The data can be eye-opening.
It really is. Once you have that baseline, then you can start making conscious decisions. Maybe you realize you're spending $200 a month on takeout. Can you cut that down to $100? That's an extra $100 you just found, which can now be directed towards debt or savings.
And that leads us perfectly into our second step: the debt snowball. This is a game changer for so many people because it's not just financially smart, it's psychologically brilliant. Dave Ramsey popularized this method, and for good reason.
The debt snowball is pretty straightforward. List all your debts from smallest balance to largest, regardless of interest rate. Then, you make minimum payments on all debts except for the smallest one. On that smallest debt, you throw every extra dollar you can find, every penny from your newfound budget savings.
Once that smallest debt is paid off, you take the money you were paying on it, plus the minimum payment from that debt, and you apply that entire amount to the next smallest debt. It creates a snowball effect, gathering momentum as you go.
The magic here isn't just about paying off debt. It's about the wins. When you pay off that first small debt, even if it's only a few $100s, you get this incredible surge of motivation. That feeling of accomplishment propels you forward to tackle the next one.
Exactly. On a low salary, those small wins are incredibly important because the journey can feel long. The debt snowball gives you tangible progress markers that keep you motivated. It's not just theoretical. You see those debts disappear.
And think about what happens when you're debt-free, especially from high-interest consumer debt like credit cards. Suddenly, a much larger portion of your income is freed up. That money can now be directed towards the next crucial step: passive investing.
Passive investing. For many, this sounds like something only for the super rich or Wall Street types. But it's actually the opposite. It's the most accessible, simplest way to grow your wealth over time, even with small amounts.
The key here is passive. We're not talking about day trading or trying to pick the next hot stock. We're talking about consistent long-term investing in broad market funds like index funds or ETFs. These funds essentially let you own a tiny piece of hundreds, if not thousands, of companies.
And the beauty is, you don't need to be an expert. You don't need a huge lump sum to start. Many brokerage accounts allow you to start with as little as $50 or $100 a month. The power comes from consistency and compound interest.
Compound interest truly is the eighth wonder of the world. It's essentially earning interest on your interest. So even if you're only putting in, say, $50 a month, over 20, 30, 40 years, that small, consistent contribution, combined with market growth, can grow into a surprisingly large sum.
Let's put it this way. Someone who starts investing $100 a month at age 25 could end up with significantly more money than someone who starts investing $300 a month at age 35, assuming similar market returns. Time in the market beats timing the market. every single time.
And on a low salary, this is where that freed up money from paying off debt really shines. Once your debts are gone, that money you were paying on credit cards and loans can now be consistently directed into your investment accounts. It's like giving yourself a raise for your future self.
So let's recap the synergy here. You start with budgeting to gain awareness and free up some capital. You use that freed up money to attack your smallest debts with the debt snowball, getting those crucial motivational wins.
And once those debts are gone, the money you were using for minimum payments, plus the extra you found through budgeting, now gets channeled into consistent passive investing. It's a natural progression, each step fueling the next.
It's not about magic tricks. It's about intentionality and consistency. And I think that's where a lot of people get stuck. They look at their current paycheck and just sigh, thinking it's not enough.
The mental hurdle is huge. You have to believe it's possible. And honestly, it starts with taking that first step, even if it feels tiny. Tracking your expenses for a week, that's a step. Making an extra $20 payment on a credit card, that's another step.
And don't underestimate the power of mindset. When you start seeing progress, when you take control, your entire perspective shifts. You go from feeling like a victim of your circumstances to feeling empowered to change them.
Absolutely. It's a snowball effect for your confidence too. The more you achieve financially, the more you believe in your ability to keep going. It spills over into other areas of your life.
What about increasing income? While we're focusing on managing what you have, it's also worth briefly touching on the idea that these habits make you more financially stable to pursue higher income opportunities.
Great point. When you're not drowning in debt or constantly worried about where your next dollar is coming from, you have the mental space and the financial flexibility to invest in yourself. That could be taking a course, getting a certification, or even starting a side hustle.
Yeah, and those side hustles often require a bit of seed money. If your budget is tight and your debt is high, that's not really an option. But once you've got these foundational steps in place, you open up new avenues.
It's all interconnected. Budgeting makes debt repayment easier. Debt repayment frees up money for investing. And that financial stability makes it easier to take calculated risks to increase your income, accelerating your wealth journey even further.
I often hear people say, "I'll start when I get a raise," or "I'll start when I pay off this big loan." But the best time to start is always now, with whatever you have. Even tiny contributions add up over time, thanks to compounding.
Procrastination is the enemy of wealth building. Don't wait for the perfect income or the perfect financial situation. The strategies we've discussed today are designed specifically for those who feel like they don't have much to work with.
Remember, wealth isn't just about having a huge bank balance. It's about financial freedom, security, and having options. It's about reducing stress and being able to make choices that align with your values, not just your necessities.
And that journey starts with a single step. Or in our case, 3 powerful steps working together. It might not be easy, but it is absolutely achievable for anyone willing to put in the consistent effort.
So, to all our listeners out there, don't let a low salary define your financial future. Take control, implement these strategies. Your future self will thank you.
That's right. Start now, even if you earn less. You have the power to change your financial trajectory. Thanks for joining us on Money Mavericks, and we'll catch you next time.